today on Always and Forever, we have such a special guest, Leah Sykes Durrett, who represented Florida at the Miss America's Outstanding Teen pageant and took home that crown in 2014. And she's gone on to do so many exciting things since then. And so I'm really excited to have her on today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. So can you just introduce yourself, share where you're from, and why you wanted to compete in the Outstanding Teen program?
Yeah, absolutely. So like she said, I'm Leah Sykes Durrett. I just got married last year, so that's what the extra name is. I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. I was Miss River City's Outstanding Teen in 2014, I think is when I won the title. So the title name was 2013. And my mom actually did pageants when she was younger. And I grew up as an athlete. I never thought I was going to do pageants. And then I fell in love with music and realized that competing was a really wonderful opportunity for me to harness that stage presence and do that type of thing. And the more I was informed of the Outstanding Teen program, the more I realized there are so many other doors other than just furthering my career. And I fell in love with it, fell in love with the organization.
Oh, that's so awesome. So you won MAOTeen while representing the Sunshine State. What was the most rewarding part of your Miss America's Outstanding Teen year?
Mm-hmm. I always think of the U.S. Dream Academy. That was the most rewarding experience for me. It's an after-school program for children whose parents are incarcerated. And during my year, I had the opportunity to work with them multiple times. And it was so incredible to sit down with these kids and sing for them, but also read with them and get to know them and truly know their lives. And that is something that I will never forget. It was the most rewarding experience of my life.
That's really cool. Is there like a specific memory from your year, like one of your goals that you had in your year and you accomplished it?
Yeah, goals for my year. That's a really great question. I think for the most part, I wanted to be able to impact as many lives as I could. And I went in with that goal, which sounds like a very selfless goal, but I think along the way, I realized how selfish it was because they were filling me so much more than I could have ever touched their lives with. I remember sitting down with this one girl and just talking to her and hanging out with her, and both her parents were incarcerated. And she said, I want to be just like you when I grow up. And I will never forget that moment, because whatever I had said or done to hang out with her that day that meant something to her being able to say that to me and to realize the impact that we have in our everyday lives, and that we are individuals and we are free to do what we want, but there are people watching. That was such an incredible memory for me, and I could never have paid any dollars to experience that. That was incredible.
That's amazing. I love moments like that. That's what really all things that make your year so special.
Makes me want to cry.
After your year, you attended Belmont University. What made you want to go to that school?
Yeah, so I had wanted to go to Belmont since I had been about 14 years old. One of my friends in high school at my church wanted to go to Belmont. He didn't end up going to Belmont, but that's the first that I had heard of it. So whenever I visited Nashville, actually as Miss America's Outstanding Teen, I was able to visit Belmont University, and they have an incredible music program, but I actually majored in music business. So I was able to learn the business side of the industry, which has been invaluable. It's been absolutely incredible.
I bet. And so now you're still in Nashville. You got married. So so tell me about your music career a little bit and everything that you've been able to do with that.
Yeah. So like I as MAOTeen, I was able to travel to so many different states and perform, which was really cool, and an opportunity that at that time I wouldn't have been able to have otherwise. And so taking that, I've just been performing a lot in Nashville, writing music, writing songs about 5 days a week. Of course, quarantine, it's making everything a little bit different, but that experience has led me to open up for Lizzo and Jon Bellion and Louis Tomlinson and all of these other incredible people. And it's also opened doors to still serve, because that's something that I really wanted to make sure I didn't just leave in, my time in the pageant world, if you will. because that's one of the most incredible things that I admire the most about the Miss America's Outstanding Teen organization and Miss Florida's Outstanding Teen organization is the heart for service. And that's something that I wanted to be able to continue.
What community service organizations have you been able to work with?
Yeah, so I've worked with To Write Love on Her Arms, which is for suicide prevention and mental health awareness. I have worked with the, oh my goodness, Caring Hearts Mexico. I'm so sorry. I just actually was able to do an event with them about 2 months ago to raise money for underprivileged girls in Mexico. So that was an incredible experience. And also Tennessee Alliance for Kids, which is for children in foster care.
Wow, that's so awesome how you just carried that heart of service over into your adult life now.
Yeah, people there are amazing too. So it's easy to be with them.
And so sort of going back to your music, I have it on all my playlists. I was texting.
Yes!
I've been running a ton during quarantine. And so your music is definitely on my running playlist.
Oh, I love that.
What inspires your music?
Everything. Literally everything. I actually just wrote a song with my best friend that was just about being best friends. Like, I think that there's inspiration in absolutely everything. Shockingly, with As in Love as I Am, I don't write a whole lot of love songs. Like, all of my songs aren't about marriage. They're about internal struggles and things that are very hard to verbalize to other people that I think a very large population can relate to. And trying to verbalize that kind of is always therapy for me personally, to talk through it with somebody and then put it into a song. So truly everything is inspiration.
Yeah, I relate to a lot of your songs.
Thank you.
So I have questions that I like to ask every guest. It's on Always and Forever. And so the first one is, who is one of your favorite forever Miss Florida's or Miss America's?
Okay, this is easy. I have a couple. First of all, I was a Sunshine Princess when I was 12 years old, and the Miss America at that time was Katie Stam. And I just, in my head, she was the first Miss America that I remember. So she will always be my favorite, I would say. I think she's so classy. I love her. And then also the Fechtel sisters. I love those girls so much. They are so down to earth. They're so easy to talk to. They're beautiful souls. I love them to death.
Oh my gosh. Liz was my judge this past year. And I remember just watching and I was like, whoa, we have a really amazing judge.
Yeah, she is so awesome. I remember, I think it was right after I'd been crowned Florida's Outstanding Teen. I wasn't a MAOTeen yet. And we went and floated down the Itchinatuckney River together. And I just looked at Liz and I was like, heart eyes. She's as wonderful as she seems. I love that girl.
Yes, both of them. It was so cool.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite area of competition when competing?
Okay. You would think talent, which it was. Talent was still my favorite, I would say. But during training and getting ready, I really did fall in love with interview too, and just the conversation and getting to learn how to speak to people, I guess.
Yeah, it's a great skill to have, and
yes,
into normal life.
Absolutely.
So for girls competing in Miss Florida's Outstanding Teen and at Miss America's Outstanding Teen this year, what advice do you have for them?
Don't try and pick the winner. I think that I did that a lot when I was competing, because you spend all this time around really, really wonderful people, like not just good at what they do, not just smart, but kind. And I think that one thing that maybe you can relate to this, but I know that I tried to pick the winner. I was like, okay, it's going to be Oklahoma, or it's going to be Orlando, or whatever it may be. And it kind of takes away from your experience and really getting to know these people and enjoying it and just putting everything you have out there, because at the end of the day, only one person's going to win. So you might as well enjoy the experience. Don't try to pick the winner. Don't do it.
I've definitely tried to do that myself before. And then I realized, I'm like, wait, I have a shot at this too. Like, why am I trying to do this?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how can people keep up with you on social media and your music?
Yes. So I'm doing this thing this month or this year where I'm releasing a song a month. Quarantine might have put my May release on hold, but regardless, you can find me on Spotify. It's Leah Sykes, Sykes. You can find me on Instagram. That's where I'm the most busy, involved, I would say. That's Leah Grace Sykes. And I have TikTok, trying to figure that out. Feel free. Otherwise, that's where I would send you. LeahSykes.com is also kind of the portal to everything.
Awesome. Well, everyone go check out her stuff, listen to her music, download the songs. I know you're gonna love them. Thank you so much for coming on, Leah. I've been so excited to catch up with you.
Thank you for having me. Seriously, it's been wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, I'll talk to you later.
See ya.